In 1641, preaching the Catholic faith was a death sentence. Father Ambrose Barlow knew the risks, yet he whispered his sermons in secret until Easter Sunday, when the secret bled out. An angry Protestant mob dragged him from his pulpit to the stones of Lancaster Castle. His trial was a formality, his execution a masterpiece of cruelty. Hanged, then cut down while still breathing, his body was hacked into 4 pieces and his flesh boiled in tar. His head was left to rot on a spike until a cousin rescued the skull and hid it within the timbered walls of Wardley Hall. But you can't hide a scream. For 3 centuries, the final agonizing shrieks of a dying man have echoed through these corridors. Stay on the watch, because some relics don't sit, they suffer. In the 18th century, Francis, the 3rd Duke of Bridgewater, decided his home needed a change. Disgusted by the ghastly souvenir he found behind a panel, he hurled Father Barlow's skull into the deep waters of the moat. The response from the void was instantaneous. A storm of impossible violence erupted, roaring for hours and nearly flattening Wardley Hall. The Duke realised the skull wasn't just a guest, it was the housemaster. He ordered the moat drained, and when the skull was finally retrieved from the silt, the storm vanished as quickly as it had arrived. The message was clear: Father Barlow stays, or the hall falls. Francis was the first, but not the last. Others, driven to the brink by the blood-curdling screams that ring out through the night, have tried to destroy the skull. They have smashed it to pieces, they have burnt it to ashes on the ground, and each time the result was the same. The shrieks would pursue the perpetrator all through the night, a sonic ghost that couldn't be outrun, and every morning the residents would wake to find that hated object back on the doorstep, completely intact, glowing with its ghastly grin. You cannot burn a martyr's memory, and you cannot bury Father Barlow. Today the skull is no longer hidden. It sits behind a glass panel at the top of the stairs, a permanent fixture of Wardley Hall. It's even written into the lease: the skull must remain untouched. Guides warn visitors never to challenge it. The screaming hasn't stopped. It's simply become part of the house's breath. Father Barlow has achieved his final sermon, one of eternal presence. The question isn't what happens if you move it. The question is, why would you ever want to invite that scream back into your life? Wardley Hall is a house built around a scream. Father Ambrose Barlow was silenced in 1641. His echoes have outlasted his executioners. Respect the relic, or become part of the ledger. This has been the Northern Spectre. Stay on the watch. The skull remembers, and now, so do you.